Welcome to qnawire.
Well, we're designing a simple elevator system for an old warehouse, apparently. It's being converted to loft apartments. So we have a elevator that weighs 22,500 newtons. And we want it to be accelerated upward by connecting to a counterweight. So we have a counterweight over here. So we have a pulley up here. They say a light, strong cable. So we're going to look at the mass of the cable, but assume that it doesn't stretch at all and doesn't break, of course. And it's connected to a counterweight over here. I'm assuming that this is a uniform disc. We're assuming that there's no slipping here, and there's no appreciable friction here, so there's no drag on the bearings. Let's see, but the mass of this pulley is 875 kilograms, and it has a radius of 1.5 meters. So we draw free body diagrams. Here's the elevator. We have the weight of the elevator, the tension in the cable connecting the elevator up to the pulley, an equal and opposite tension from onto the pulley. The tension over here is not the same as over here because this has this angular, there's inertia here because we have this is accelerating, so we have some rate of change of inertia. So we have a different tension over here in this cable, and then we have the weight, and with free body diagram of here says that this tension and this tension, we cut the cable, have to be equal and opposite, and then we have the mass of the counterweight. So let's see here. I said this was positive up for this guy, this is positive counterclockwise, and then this positive down for this guy. So looking at this one, we have T1 minus W equals the mass, which is W over G times A. And that says that T1 is, basically what did it say here? We want this thing to go, accelerate upwards through 6, I guess I didn't write that, equals 6.75 meters in 3 seconds. So we want it to go this far in this amount of time. So we know the to get the acceleration. So we can get the acceleration just because we know that the change in the change in this elevation here is 1/2 AT squared because we're assuming it starts from rest. And so A is just 2h over t squared, and that winds up being 1.5 meters per second squared. So that's what our acceleration is. So once we know that, we can basically plug that into here. And T1 is the weight times the quantity 1 plus A over G, and that turns out to be 25,900 newtons. Now, we do a look at the pulley here. We have, again, minus T1R from moment come from T1 is in the negative direction, plus T2R equals J alpha. And again, if we have no slip, then alpha equals A over R. And if this is a uniform circular disk, then J is 1/2 mr squared. So we get an R cancels out here. And we can solve for T2. And then an R cancels out there too. So we get T2 equals 1/2 MA plus T1. And we know all of this stuff now, so we get T2 is 26,600 newtons. So again, they're not quite the same on each side. If this were 0, say if we had a massless pulley, then they would have to be the same. But because the pulley has some mass and it's accelerating, they are not. Now, we're asked for, how much would this mass have to weigh? So we can do a little free body diagram of the counterweight. So we get minus T2 plus mg equals ma, and that means m equals T2 all over g minus a, and we have everything here, and we get that the mass would be 3,200 kilograms.